Today on S&S Grills, we're tackling an incredible cut of meat that often gets overlooked, the sirloin tip roast. While it's not ribeye or tenderloin, we want to show you that with the right techniques, this budget-friendly cut can taste just as good as those more expensive ones. Once again, welcome back everyone. My name is Mike and let's jump right into today's recipe. We've got a sirloin tip roast here that's just under 4 pounds. Compared to ribeye or tenderloin, this is only about 1/3 to 1/2 the cost. And to make it taste just as good, we're going to start this with a dry salt brine. We have coarse kosher salt here and the formula is about 1/2 teaspoon per pound. If you use regular salt, it's only 1/4 teaspoon per pound. Use a tray with the rack to keep the meat elevated and cover the entire surface with the salt. This dry salt brine makes a big difference in tenderness and gives you a nice salty flavor through and through. When you're done salting, just place this whole tray in the refrigerator uncovered overnight. Now we'll make a delicious jalapeno horseradish sauce to pair with this sirloin tip roast. It only takes a minute and these two are absolute magic together. Simply start with 1/2 cup of your favorite mayonnaise, then add 1.5 tablespoons of horseradish, 1/2 of a finely diced jalapeno, 1 teaspoon minced garlic, the fresh juice of 1/2 lime, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and just a little salt and coarse black pepper to taste. Stir to combine everything well and set it in the refrigerator overnight. The next day you can see this meat has taken on a much deeper, darker color. This is from the salt extracting moisture, the moisture in turn liquefying the salt, and all that reabsorbing back into the meat. This gives an incredible boost to tenderness and flavor. The last step before the cook is to season the outside. But remember, we did a dry salt brine, so we're just going to make a simple salt-free rub with equal parts of dried onion, coarse black pepper, garlic powder, and rosemary. Start by coating with olive oil and then season the entire outside of the roast generously. Then just let it hang out while we get our master kettle ready for today's cook. The target temperatures for today's cook are 225 to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. We have our slow and sear and drip and griddle in place, and the easy spin grate will come in handy later. Start by lighting about 12 to 15 coals in one corner of the slow and sear. Let those burn and catch for a few minutes, then get your lid on and open up your vents on the top and bottom wide open. We will be monitoring temperatures today by using a probe, and we're using the probe port for convenience. So once you get to within about 50 to 100 degrees of your target temperatures, begin choking back those vents until you get it dialed in at that 225 to 250. For low and slow cooks, I like to keep my bottom vent fully closed and just use the smoke hole as a bottom vent. Today I dialed in temps with it about 50% open, and the top vent about 1/3 open. So once you get your vents dialed in, it's time to fill the remaining area of the slow and sear with unlit coal, and you can add a chunk of smoke wood here if you like. We're using hickory today. Now just get your roast on, close the lid, and begin cooking. We're looking for an initial target temperature of 115 degrees Fahrenheit in the center of the roast. When it hits approximately 70 degrees Fahrenheit, you can go ahead and flip it over just to promote some even cooking. Then just get your lid back on and allow it to continue cooking until it hits 115 degrees Fahrenheit in the center. And for a roast this size, that'll take approximately 90 minutes to 2 hours. And now that we've hit our initial target temperature, it's time to prepare for the sear. The sear is a very important part of this cook because it's going to give us some great crust and outstanding char flavor on the outside. To prepare for the sear, leave your lid open, stir up the coals, and allow them to breathe until they get ashed over and white hot. Then spin your grate around to put your roast directly over the searing area. Allow this to sear for approximately 45 seconds per side and spin the grate about a 1/4 turn each time. Be sure to get all 4 sides of this roast. As soon as you hit 123 to 125 degrees Fahrenheit in the center, it's time to pull this roast and rest it for about 10 minutes. And just take a look at these results. Beautiful char flavor on the outside and a tender, juicy inside. Be sure to slice this thin when serving. Because it's not a naturally tender cut of meat, slicing it thin will give you the best results. And with all that said, it's time for my favorite part of the video. Nice and thin, pulls right apart. Cheers, everyone. And don't forget, we've got some of that sauce here. Let's get into some of that. You know, I gotta say, I love sirloin. It's got a nice beefy flavor, and if you do this right, you can save a lot of money and you can make an incredible, incredible treat for your family or your guests. If it's a special occasion, maybe it's just any old day and you want to eat something delicious and you don't want to pay an arm and a leg. All right, that's it for this one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate you watching. I appreciate you watching very much. And don't forget till next time that 2 zones are better than 1. And I will see you on the next one.